Hello, and welcome back to Factorio Space Exploration. Last time I played, I just barely reached the point where I could get some of this built. I believe it's currently limited by... It's not actually limited by the cables anymore. Yes, hello. What? Okay, it's limited by beryllium. Hope you're doing well. Oh wait, I can fix beryllium because I have the energy. It's been a little bit. That's fine. That's interesting. I've never actually seen that. Still don't know how this works fully, but I'll learn. Okay, so that will supply power. This is what confused me the most. Yeah. Yeah. I just managed to reach the space laser with a few limitations. I think the most basic thing makes sense. What I don't understand, these each draw an amount. Like, the emitter's strength, is that an internal buffer? Because I think if I can understand how that works, it's gonna be fine. If this is a buffer, then I think it makes sense. Because it's max consumption of 1 gigawatt, which seems to suggest that it can only do... Okay, like... It can only do 1 gigawatt, and so... Well, I'm gonna do autoclave for a minute. Autoclave is dangerous on a planet where you have infrastructure, I think. Okay, so... But each laser, it can still only do 1 gigawatt of energy at all, right? Like, that's still the upper limit, or do injectors mean you maintain it? Oh. So I guess it's just a confusing... Oh! Okay. So the consumption of the laser is to shoot the energy. So it consumes 1 gigawatt to send a potentially infinite amount of energy out. The consumption has nothing to do with the outgoing energy. That makes sense, sort of. It means you don't need 4 million of them to transfer a good amount of energy. Okay. It's doing better than I expected. I need to fix my scroll wheel at some point. Okay. Well, my first priority is to set up energy, but... Ooh, yeah. I first built the laser on Novus, and it seems like it's very clearly a bad idea to shoot it from inside an atmosphere with the, like, 50% efficiency instead of 90% efficiency. Yeah, I need to lay... Ooh, wait, this is the danger of an autoclave on a planet where you have infrastructure. It just draws lines, so it's eventually going to cut across my base, probably. Yeah, that's interesting. It's worth having it here to test it. But actually, if I built it on the sun, or the Calidus, I would want to put a bunch of solar panels here and then just laser stuff. Yes. So if I compared it, I didn't actually think about that because it feels like a weird way to build, but Novus orbit should be somewhere. I can never find it. Because I never use this interface to find it. Anyway, I know that I need to go. Is it? Whatever. The value's gonna be a lot lower. Yeah, the max is like 489 instead of 1500, which I guess means that I would want to. I made way too many of these for my current use. Well, I guess I need to get more platforms. Should carry a bunch of platforms to the star and then supply energy that way. Yeah, because that is a lot. I guess if I understand that now, you know, I do want this disconnected. Could probably set it up quickly enough. No waste a bunch of power, but see if I can get set up in. I need to get this set up so that this planet is not doing this. I'm at about 1/1000th of my necessary power, which is very efficient. Yeah, I don't know what the improvement for the heat. These are the next step, which are a little bit away. Like, not relevant yet. It's interesting that their minimum temperature is 10 above absolute zero. Do normal heat pipes have a minimum temperature? No. I guess there's something special about the long pipes. I wonder what those are for. Yeah, which these are all just before deep space. Generator? Yes, just before deep space. Which will need me to do bio stuff, and to do bio stuff, it would be good to get a heat laser to shoot whichever planet I choose to go to. Though, they're both fairly low threat. Ooh, I should go to the Novus moon because it's way closer. 300, 360, 350. Way better. Okay, that's the planet probably. I'll have to decide based on resources, but... so it does have clear benefits. That's good. Oh yeah, research. I'd skipped that space platform research for so long and I finally needed it. What was the research that I'd cut short? This one? No. I guess I finished it. But that was... This is productive, but I guess... Imagine you're probably on a... I think you mentioned Aspire 2 previously. I bet you're on that kick for games. I would guess, given how well loved. Oh, hello. Again, hope you're having a nice day. I don't need to be in space anymore. Oh, wait, no, I do. I need to steal some scaffolding. Or I can build... I can actually build a spaceship and not go back down. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hope you have a good night's sleep. I might not be here tomorrow at all. Entirely dependent on familial commitments that are not consistent. Does this have that? Yes, it does. These are full. It's probably a bad idea to fly to the sun. But I want to try this because I built it. No, please don't draw from this. Bad idea. Oh well. Too late to fix it now. Calidus, that's what it's called. Is it really that far? I'm pretty sure this ship has never flown, so yeah, it's worthless. Okay, same build. Okay. Flying. I should probably not. I hate how that looks. The solution is to do that and then put another, but... Okay. This ship seems fine. It will need to actually... What I should do? I should just cancel all this. Cancel. Ah, but they picked up some of that a little too quickly. That's pretty satisfying. Except for the fact they missed a spot, but... It's like cartoon eating of, like, corn. Pretty fun. What bots are clearing this? Like, why did it not fit into the nice, smooth... Oh. I don't have speed chargers there. Where? There. I need to deal with the fact that these bots cannot make good decisions. Because despite being right beside the supercharger, they go over to the left of this normal charger. Maybe they're gonna store themselves in here? Yeah, at least they're doing that. That at least makes some sense. Why do I have contaminated scrap? It's very confusing. If each of these provides 100 megawatts of power, I will need 20 plus an amount to cover for efficiency loss. Power my cold planet, because I don't want to update the nuclear setup there. Wait, did that break because the nuclear setup can't run? Yes. Nope. This isn't running. Oh, because the pump doesn't have enough power to pump the water to keep the steam running. Because I didn't set it up in a separate way. which I should have done, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Oh. Welcome back. I've got space lasers to build. Around the sun. It'll be something. Did I use this ship though? I do. I need to find my flat solars. Do I have any? No, I don't. I should just cancel all this crafting. Queued up way too much of this. Okay, that's not going to build properly. I'm bad every time. I keep forgetting that I can't let this build in this order because it will get rid of that, and then bots can't reach the edges. Oh, I'm gonna need to give these guys some superchargers, otherwise they will complain. Yes, it is a it's great to watch, it's great to hear. It is very satisfying. Which almost makes the time needed to clear up my bad plans worth it. Why is this so decreased? Which is more, why was it higher before? It must have been queuing. Gonna watch this for a bit. The bots do get a little annoying when they don't prioritize stuff in the way I would like, but okay, place supercharger. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Hopefully you can sleep well. Yeah. Hopefully you can fall asleep well. I never. Unless I'm dead tired, I don't fall asleep very quickly. Annoying. Okay. I should have space. Some empty chests. I'm kind of surprised this doesn't keep up with the bots for this yet. But I guess it's 2 megawatts. Actually not that much. Kind of interesting. I guess that cutting off of jetpack is purely controlled by the underlying surface. Kind of interesting, because it does make it very clear that the vertical flight is just sliding the character up, because I land here instead of down here. but it never really comes into play anywhere else. It's kind of a minor point of interest. Okay, yeah, put a few of these just to transport stuff to the sun. Basic there. I really should make a blueprint for that solar power. Can I hit shift? No. Ah, it's gonna be a nuisance. I guess I need to let this collect for a little bit. Multispectral, multispectral. Oh, I didn't account for that. Oh, that's not where the multispectral's here, which is heat shielding. Heat shielding's bad because of heat shielding. Heat shielding can be addressed by hooking up. This should not have plastic in it. No, this should have plastic in it. Why is that called copper? Copper's up here. Why is this copper? Okay, I know why it's copper. Do I have heat shielding up here? I do not yet. This one's not... That could be changed. Those are all placeholders. I should probably just turn that one at the top left into heat shielding. Because I don't really need that many aeroframe bulkheads. Heat. That's an icon. Interesting. Okay. Now, if I get this set up, that will give me more solar panels, which will let me go to the sun. It's not the sun, it's a star. Let me go to a star. When I'm at a star, I can go back into space and drop off all these logistics robots that I didn't need to take. When I'm at the star, I can build the solar panels. The solar panels can then provide me with power, which will give me beryllium, and it will fix everything. It will fix almost nothing, but I choose to believe that it will fix everything. Yeah, this is really bad. Very bad. So, heat shielding is only a little bit annoying. I just need to figure out where... I should stop flying. Where I want to build it. So I can make another terrible train stop here. And that would probably be fine. I do need to actually include that. I don't know if this is wide enough. It is perfectly wide enough. Remarkable. Stations need to be not called that. Can't have stuff being routed wrong. Or routed poorly. that temporarily to link to that because these don't have a long enough range. Oh, no, they did actually. Good. Don't need that. Excellent. This might be too much, but it was easier to do this for spacing. Okay. Heat. Shielding. My current heat shielding drain peaks at about 300 here, and okay, so 400 is more than enough, so I will aim for about double that, at least. Heat shielding flow with 1,000 should be fine. I don't have the... I do have the iridium. That's probably worth it. I need to switch. I need to change the default. Yeah, that's probably a small enough amount of iridium plates. That's 38 ingots per minute. And I'm producing like 200. I should be okay. Stone tablets, sulfur. Sulfur is probably not on a train line yet. Stone tablets can be crafted here by shipping the bricks. And belts. This is... none of these are full belts. This is a more than half, so... single belt, split belt, bricks. So... all this really feels like I probably could build it here. If I... upgraded it. The stone flows here. This is owned by the steel. So if I replace the steel, I'd need to connect a train anyway. So yeah, making a train stop is better because I have no space to supply a train there. So this will be stone, brick, drop off, and then I can convert the bricks down here, ship it up. Craft up here, remove this that I don't need anymore. I mean, it should be really easy. 16, so 8 and 8. Oh. Build it vertically, I could build it horizontally. Horizontally might be better. I feel like scaling this up is unlikely to be necessary anytime soon. Heat shielding. And if I need to scale it up, I can. I have space. And I guess the next step to scaling up would just be better. If I just need more, I could just have a better module set. I have a track that I can copy? Perfect. This is not running instead of brilliant. Okay, I was gonna say the numbers are remarkably similar, but they are, but it's because this is twice as much. Those numbers are very similar. This is making 2,000 and it uses twice as many assembling machines. I guess they have a very similar crafting speed. And needing 2 belts to feed and all that. I haven't actually paid attention to recipes in a while. So this will feed from the left. I could split it left-right. I probably should. So half of it comes from the right, half of it comes from the left. Which will make it easier here. This is... there should only be 1 input. I will have a second output as needed with 1, 2, 3. I don't need the top layer here. Because it's stone bricks. To make tablets, sulfur and iridium plates, which I do not currently have. It might be best if I... yeah, I temporarily just use bots to deliver the plates. Long term, I might adjust it, but I'm actually thinking I probably won't need to. Because until I actually need iridium on a train, this should be fine. Sulfur. I don't think I have sulfur pickup, so I need to set that up. It will be ugly. Nope, not sulfur. Not iridium. This is a pickup station now. I'll leave that extra one. These will all output. Actually, I have the extra space that they should do the crafting here. These are the full belt, which I can run right or left, doesn't really matter. Output. I don't need... I only need 1 belt from this. Probably fine. To aggressively merge it. I hate that. Those are too close. Thought I'd place them too far away. Nope, that's not how I should handle this. perfect. Okay, the input and output will be fine. I'll deal with that later. Go. Stone is easy. Now I need sulfur. Sulfur could also be shipped via robots, but I guess I should consider what is sulfur used for. Explosives, which I will want on a train eventually. And enriched vulcanite. Maybe the vitalic epoxy? What is this used for? Research. That can be crafted and productivity, I assume, on a planet. Kind of comes down to, will I need to ship? I will probably want to ship sulfur if I'm crafting. Those will be crafted via shipping. I might want to ship sulfur there to make that. Yeah, it's a question of density. Vitamelange extract for the purpose of vitalic acid. 200 is 400 of the acid. 200 is 400 of the acid, you need 32. Shipping these would be better if possible. The vulcanite can be shipped. Oh, I'd rather make those on the planet in question. Except if everything gets shipped to orbit via space trains, then maybe difficult. I should do sulfur, just because it shouldn't be impossible. It will just cause problems for myself. I actually don't need this line anymore, because I won't craft these here. Do I have any terrible place I can squeeze in a train stop? Not really. I guess I could do the opposite. I could use one of these train stops to load trains to ship elsewhere while also using the sulfur that I'm just running a belt here for this. I think that is my favorite solution. Yeah, that's not work. I can't draw a straight line. That's gonna be the top one, creates the most space. And I will deal with train loading here. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm not gonna save the space. That'll feed into there. It will be a split. This will feed into that. This will be questionably split to feed a new train stop that doesn't actually have a use yet, and therefore does not need to be built. for now. Output priority left for now. Okay, that's fine. I should split it further so I use less belts. Doesn't really matter. So, last component. Iridium. This whole train stop is awful. I guess I can continue to make it worse. Just stay committed to this being more of an outgoing train stop than an incoming train stop. I have to rotate. Iridium plate 400. Might be a bad idea. Well, I didn't say it's probably a bad idea. This is gonna look really bad if I just send belt up. I guess I could cut down the number of belts. Which then raises the question that I don't actually need to have these going this way. Instead, I just need them running together. This and not leave myself enough space. Should make it slightly bigger. Oh well. Needs to go further for sure. If that needs to go there, this might as well go same distance. Merge it. Fine, this is not a well-designed structure. This is gonna bother me. Ooh, actually that will actively be a problem. I need more than half a belt total. Click. Production, smooth. Because it didn't actually leave a space for an outgoing train of this. That's fine. I can probably just set up passive providers to distribute it. Where do I want to go? Do I want to connect up here? Sure. Perfect. Don't forget to put signals. Otherwise, I will cause myself unnecessary issues. There. That will be just fine. As long as this works, I should be able to happily ship heat shields or heat shielding into space, which will give me more solar panels, which in turn will give me super laser power to shoot everything I need. Some of these don't make sense that they're in my inventory at this stage of the game. Ooh, am I going through a ton of those? Is it actually keeping up? Where are these stored? Oh! It is keeping up perfectly. Good. This is going well. Still short on something. Why is that station there? Oh, it was output that I have not set up yet. Always good to check. Yep, good. Very safe. Now, top left. This one's backwards, but I'm trying to set up the desired stop here. And I need train components. This will be heat, shield. What is my naming convention? Drop off. And this one's pick up. With a train limit, which isn't needed because I only have one train on each of these lines, but always better safe than sorry. Greedy. Okay, so these are labeled that way. So this is heat shield train. No, I have to pick this, apply it, then rename it, which is a little annoying. Okay, pick up. Oh, okay. This doesn't matter, but I need to make sure for the next ones that I label them correctly. Because if I mislabel them, or if I use the wrong, if I use the wrong name, then I'll have to deal with giving them the correct. That route is awful. Wait, why does it go that way? Oh, because, no. Oh, this goes slightly past, and it can't turn up that way, because it'd have to go over that way. That's fine. It's a terrible route, obviously, but this is the train where I have to be careful. I have to pick the left side train, so that I don't have to deal with the space elevator labeling. I need to change the pickup. I wish I could just click that and pick a different station, but I cannot. Heat shielding, elevator train, pickup, full cargo, renewable fuel. And I can't... If I said to automatically leave and it will cycle, it will be awful. Or, well, mostly just annoying. Not really awful, but... How is this going? It's okay. I feel like it's probably... It's 1k per minute. Which is exactly what it should be. It's the first time in a while where I think it's actually done exactly the amount that it's supposed to do. Wow. Cool. I guess because it's a very simple component and I'm supplying simple materials instead of stuff in space that needs to be dealt with. I don't know what I want to do. Maybe I just sit here and do what I do every time, which is get annoyed by my own mistakes. Okay. Clearly I messed up there. Oh, yeah. Have a good time. Good night and evening and probably weekend. What am I doing? Pick up full cargo. Yeah, why did it do that? I guess because it didn't recognize where it was. Okay, he's gonna have to be careful. Oh. What? Oh, because the... Okay, these trains are a little silly. But now have to be careful. I like when it does this. That's very helpful. Oh, yeah. That was weird. Always very odd. This drop off. Cargo empty. Automatic. Which is not where it continues from, because that's not how it works. But it should cycle one more time. And then it will deliver enough heat shielding, hopefully, that I will be able to make a bunch of solar panels, and then I can leave and set stuff up. I can only hope. Don't get hit by a train. Hopefully, this does enough. Really need to deal with this. Steal some of that. I do not know how much of that I actually need. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be where I copy it. I'm uncertain. It's hard to tell. I really wish these worked just a little differently. Okay. I need a landmark. This is just below there. that would connect that far. Do these connect? These do not, which means these need to be closer together. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top 2 layers should be removed. And these should all connect just fine. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 if you include that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is the left side wrong here? 8. These are not consistent. Do these work? Yes, they do. Okay, because these are all easily within width. Six. This is a square. I want it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be fine. Space solar question mark. I don't think those are the same. They're probably close enough. Now I can use both of those as 180, 167. So 180 per. 180 is 800 kilowatts. 800 kilowatts. So 0.8 megawatts, not 0.8. 0.8 megawatts times 1500 about for the solar orbit times 180 would be 216 gigawatts. If that's accurate, that's a lot of power. Only hope that is reasonably accurate. Okay. So I need to wait for that to collect, which I should do in a spaceship, and I should make sure the spaceship will work. I could do a test flight and get the basic stuff placed. If I get stranded, I guess I should save before I leave. Actually, if I have more energy, I will not have more energy beam injectors because I don't have... Nothing has changed in terms of my issues there. So, if I save and I fly there, I can test how this goes. Why does this not have... Oh. EX didn't update that. Okay. I'm doing nothing right now. And know how many of those fix it. Already a problem. Wonderful. At least I figured out the issue. I didn't update the distribution of the power when I shifted stuff around. Those are all connected. Yes. It's not gonna look nice, but okay, now it actually has power. Symmetry is horrible. Absolutely no cargo storage on this right now, and I don't have space for it if I change this. But for now, I'm just testing fuel requirements to go to there. I'll have to fly back and stuff, but console orbit, that's all connected. Power is going to charge a little faster? No, not meaningfully, because I think that's the only one that's increased. That's interesting. Never actually seen that. Very interesting angle. Wait, these have a max input? They do. Never really thought about that, because I haven't used any of this. Done. So, see how it works. Set this to 120, which is maybe a bad idea. Go. Could have saved again, doesn't really matter. Because it's just a test. Yeah, I figured it would be fairly quick. Power seems to be a non-issue because the power supply here should grow. It doesn't. I don't know how that works. These are currently an unknown quantity. I don't know. They are drawing 1.6 megawatts out of a potential 10, so they could go significantly faster. If I set this higher, will they go faster? No. I guess it's just the acceleration is kind of a hard limit? No, they can only get to this speed with 2 of them. Seemingly. I don't know, it's weird. Because they're clearly not drawing their potential max consumption, but... Oh no, they are. It just... I wasn't accounting for that. That is their max speed. 2 of these max out at 93. Which is fast enough for this, but... I guess I should try to design maybe... Well, do I even need it to go faster yet? Later I will. If I'm designing just local shipping within this zone, going 93 is plenty fast. Try putting 2 more, see if that doubles the max speed, or if it's diminishing returns. If each gives 46.75 max speed, which I don't know if that would make sense. But if they do, adding 1 or 2 might be worth it. Power draw would be troublesome potentially, depending on where exactly I'm flying. Oh, this died. Why'd it die? Because I'm out of material science 1s, which are gone because I don't know where they're crafted here. Material catalog, tensile. Steel. I guess I don't have steel coming to space this way yet. Which... this doesn't have a space capsule. Why does it not have a space capsule? That's weird. I don't have steel at all because something is clearly not right. I thought that I fixed the issue over here. No, it's still crafting at its normal speed. Nothing's broken. Calidus orbit, anchor to Calidus orbit. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Bunch of stone. That's gonna be easiest to anchor here. No. I will put this a bit out of the way. I'm gonna see the numbers on the solar power. 12 megawatts per solar panel. Quite silly. I should try 2 gigawatts for the whole array then. I think it's the upper limit. Yeah, not enough yet, but this is 180. I've placed down a third, maybe. So about 2 gigawatts for the whole thing will be pretty good. To make sure this works properly. Does... well, that will not... those do not connect. They're off by about 2, which means this is not a useful design. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just need to remove that. Which this brings it down to 167. That's what I had there. Perfect. Which means this one's bad, the other one's good. Basic test is simple. I probably don't want to do too much. I guess I can have multiple of those if I want to. Yeah, I mean, if you can see this. Other cameras can be connected to the middle end or middle of either side. If if you can sort of extend them this way, that's probably better than spacing it how I was trying to space it before. I'll put one more. That's fine. If I build them this way as well, then it's a little bit of wasted space. If there's no loss from running it like this, then it's best to run it like this, I think. Despite that being tremendously dull. Okay, so once they charge up enough, they will build this. And now I drain power from the sun, but not really draining because the sun doesn't lose anything. So this itself does not have enough energy for the number of these currently connected, because I don't even have a single gigawatt, but it will accrue on amount as I do other stuff. This should not be connected. That is really bad. That's actually actively an issue. Because it just drained all of my accumulators. I have to wait a bit before I can leave. The basics, I think, are here. I could now test if I go to... I believe it's Hagen. If I want to shoot to Hagen, there is a 50% efficiency. Which is a shame, but the power source is vast. Just need to come back with thousands of these. Ooh. That's a surprising issue. What was I doing with the lubricant? Lubricant was being shipped here. Oh, it's the steel that's the issue right now? That should still be launching, but... That's weird. It's probably because I'm out of these, because I don't have heat shielding. It all makes sense. Well, everything did sort of fall apart at the perfect time. That uses such a tiny amount of ion stream that I do not need 4 of those. It's good to know. Incredibly valuable information. I probably only need... Ooh, it was significantly more expensive to launch from the orbit of the sun because... or star, because the star is incredibly massive. Very heavy. Does it have a value? It doesn't have a numerical value for that, though. Can't really reference anything, but... easiest way to help this would be long and lazy choice is once those fill up enough, having the last one to fill up be providing for the robots will be useful. is this then always full? But this production will eventually fill this up. Once that's full, these providers will help. Biggest issue is why I feel so bad. I should have delivered steel not too long ago. This is the issue. Okay, that makes sense. Because I'm having steel delivered there, the new buffer that will need to be filled up before this starts filling, but I prioritized that one for a bit to get it started. And I think I just don't produce enough steel to run both of them and fill up the large buffers involved. That makes enough sense for me and to improve this. Very simple. Navigating planet gravity well. What did that look like? I guess it's here. It's interesting. 30 seconds. Really need power here. So I have to go here, give a receiver, and set up steam production and this. I will first test how that works on Novus so that I can, well, see how it works. Okay. You will be saved as a sun laser on Control 6 with that one heat symbol that kept showing up when I was looking for heat shields. Perfect. Novus orbit. I'm glad I made the outline. Okay, don't need these. This is going to delete a bunch of ion streams, but it's not really an issue. I'll also open up some space. It'll be good. So, go back down to the planet and rest. But first, I need to get some idea of how the heat energy beam receiver works. And if it will be blocked by my umbrella. I don't know if it blocks if it's in energy mode. I don't know if it blocks if you have no other people. If it's blocked, then I'll have to not test it here. Okay. I'll have to test it on this planet. Yeah, moon. It's not a planet. Novus. Turn on energize. Okay, it's gonna be working right away. It heats it up. Okay, I guess it's very straightforward. It will be underutilized with normal steam because it could provide higher temperatures, but okay, well, that's, I guess, exactly what I would expect. So, how do I want to deal with it? I will need to do math based on heat exchangers and how heat exchangers convert to steam. But first, getting this layout. Figuring out how I'm gonna have to lay this out. First step. Never gave that power. But if I put these here and I run heat exchangers there, can I? No. Yeah, so that's it's probably best to run heat outside. Provide water somehow. Probably leave just one space there. Deal with water. Like that. That has an issue already. And I can't just draw a nice line. I could move them all one over. I could have the first one that, and the rest can all group up. It looks terrible. I'd also want to put some on this side as well, I think. Which would then make the water supply be a little awkward as well. Not too bad. Then I can expand to the right if I want to. I think supplying water here is the easiest. If I supply water on... I guess I could do water in the middle somewhere and then it goes either way, but the steam still needs to turn into power. It looks really bad. I mean, I guess with my current thing, I could put that in the middle. I could also run the heat up. Run a central pipe for the steam, have these run closer together. Exact spacing will depend how I want to supply the water. I guess, yeah, if I move it a little further, the water's even easier. Yeah, that's okay. Phew. Minor issues. With how that will have to be laid out, but it's symmetrical. And that is important. And spatially, yeah, it can't quite work. Oh no, it can work. The water works well. I don't need to do this, but the fact that I could put it on each side would be a positive. I mean, it's always easier to just run it eternally in a straight line. But it looks like it should be fine. Which makes it look a lot better if that actually works. Okay, so this would be math. Produce about 100 steam per second. Actually, with the math, this should be fine because energy in. I just need enough to get the energy out, and if I need. Okay. Each turbine produces. I'm going to round it down to 5.5 megawatts. Actually, that's the calculator, yeah. 5.5 megawatts, which 5.5. I need 2,000 megawatts. Oh, okay, I went underneath. I need about 370. That feels. I know that could be right. Considering I have 874 over there. 400 turbines should be fine. It should be enough for now. Which 400 turbines consumes 60 per second each. I could do it in my head, but it would be too slow. That divided by 101 would be 240 heat exchangers. If they're 101, they're 103. But 240 heat exchangers, so 250, because that's 5 stacks. I already have 2 stacks over here. This current setup calls for to put this control shift, no, control C, no, close it, control C. Heat exchange, nope, boilers, nope, exchangers, or space is there, poorly titled. And those can be placed around it easily. So the current scale is 96. About triple that. Which would mean 3 layers. Not too bad. Feels like it's somewhat of a waste of space, and I didn't actually plan out how the steam in the center gets out. If I need to improve that, then I can put turbines in block there potentially. I can move this all apart. I need to make a new blueprint. If I move this down 1, this 1 gives a little more space. symmetrical. And to adjust the water. Why does that line up that way? Oh, because I cleared more there. Okay. And this can flow up, down, and that connects it all. Or it should. That's connected, that's connected. And I can add, oh, that blueprint won't work. But when I'm scaling horizontally, I just need that. Okay. So that individual blueprint's only actually good for this. And well, it doesn't rotate as well as the previous one. But it should be fine. We do that. It won't look quite as nice. Should be fine. Okay, those are not connected. The water needs to be connected. Oh yeah, because I didn't actually do that. Super careful. Bam, save. This should all not. Oh no, that is fine. It's actually place it correctly. That's power. Well, steam. Space laser. Receiver, which will not be useful in space because I would not make it this square, but that should be good to go. These are not crafting because those are not crafting because lubricant is not there. Lubricant's not there because I don't have steel. Insufficiently robust structures. Though steel still being an issue feels wrong. Okay, it's about to go. That's fine. To steal the steel as evenly as possible. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Really shouldn't be doing this at this point. In time, I should have a better steel system than this. It should be able to supply all that I need, but it doesn't because I've put topping it off. Get half of that. That should be... almost. I don't know how I distributed that. There. But steel is a problem. Do I need to... Can I take 3 sets from this? Yes. There. Bad mouse control. Asking my try to keep track of. Not enough space in my inventory. Now. Okay. I have one more set to clear up. Well, that's good enough. I just need this to be moving so that I actually have these barrels. And do I want to change the recipe for delivery cannon capitals? Why is it short on the chromium? Is it because this is not launching? Yes, because there's no space capital. Why does it not have a space capital? Mainly that space capsule that's on the ground. Because it was placed there forever ago. Guess I need to get the space capsules shipping down soon. Got a ton of those just sort of collecting in space. But yeah, I don't remember where my space capsules are even crafted. Or what they're made out of. Why would that be dead? Because of low density structure? And heat shielding not crafting, I guess? Not crafting in a way that it would be accessible for the space capsule recipe. It did actually craft good. Which means that now I should have everything I need. Ooh, wow, that's kind of choppy. Okay, it's at a stable level. Still not crafting that because it's being used up to make the cables. That really should be able to supply more. But I guess it... No, I don't know. If this isn't getting any, I don't know why. But it is getting it now, so I do understand why that works. Why it works is that this does not call for nearly enough as always. Waiting for a lot of those. Ooh. That actually worked. Ah, yes, because my current setup for that is actually safe. It's janky. Oops, didn't mean to click that. That might cause a problem. Janky, but it is safe. Ish. It will probably break eventually because it's bad, but as long as this is controlled, it shouldn't break. I really should replace this with a big chest, but what is a... This has a storage capacity of 610, which means that it is more. Is it worth the extra area? No. But if the area would be unused, it might as well be the bigger storage. This is not right. Why is the lower side unloading faster? The splitter should split evenly. That should be even, so I don't know why it's not even. I don't know. I should probably investigate. But I can spend a minute while waiting for solar panels to connect to, or collect, to look at the biological science, where the biggest thing is the Vitamelange, which is not going to go here, it's going to go in the other category, but first, I need 200 Vitamelange extract per minute, according to this. I might need more of this than the other metals. Clear that to figure out how much it will cost. Vitamelange spice? Extract? I think extract is the main goal. So, the spice... Yeah, because the extract is a higher quality component. Spice plus extract gives you spice and extract and oil. The Vitamelange spice recipe here is the input to produce spice that is used there. Spice extract used makes more extract. Spice 30 in, 20 out. That comes from there. Still a lot of those. Okay, I need to default this beacon. That doesn't look too bad. It is a system with feedback, but this feedback at least is always guaranteed to be at least 1. Spice feeds back in. The oil needs to go out. That step seems simple. And this step is just to supplement the spice. And maybe spice is actually used for stuff directly. Spice is used... Nope. Okay, spice is used in biocultures and the data. The data is fairly low consumption. Biocultures are a little higher consumption, but this seems simple enough. That's where it gets weird. Okay. Those are fine. That's a lot of water, but... Oh, goodness. What a recipe. The nuggets are produced, the Vitamelange itself is mined. That's actually one of the least obnoxious mining recipes I've seen. Only 5 drills needed, which makes me think I probably need a lot more of this than I was designing for. I go for 2,000 of that. I need to then figure out the science setup. If I go for the biological science, at this point, I could kind of aim for 4. Because it would just be the next step, hopefully. The extended catalog, which is the last one, draws from those. Significant biomass, nutrient gel, there's a lot of stuff. Metallic, experimental. I have no idea what I'd unrestrict in this context. That, sure, I'm clicking anything. Experimental bioculture, nutrient vats. There's a lot of stuff. I don't think I can even start from there and keep track of anything. I need to do it step by step. Each step needs to be separate, because otherwise I will lose track of what I'm even trying to do. So, base science pack. 200 Vitamelange. Bet. Significant data is fine. That's easy. Cool thermofluid, easy. The catalog is not what I should be doing first. I should be doing the insight first with the catalog. And the catalog. And 4 of those. Plasma stream's simple. Most of these are normal. Spice. The biomass has 2 recipes. What's this other one? With the higher tier. Okay. And it's... biomass itself is more of a byproduct of each kind of failed experimental biomass becomes normal biomass, I assume. So if I get 10 experimental, maybe I get 0 normal, I would hope. Oh, so much contaminated biosludge. So, biocultures, nutrient vats, and genetic data. Where's the genetic data is this one, which is just the biosludge. And that. What's that step? That step. Nutrient gel. Can be made with methane, which I could gain from the earlier process, potentially, if it's supplied enough. Or from coal. I'm gonna set it to methane, and then maybe regret that. Excuse me. Mineral gel, nutrient gel, biomass, that's outgo- wait, what? I thought it was- oh, it's a byproduct, it's a... decontamination. Or, fish, wood, biomass. Biomass was made using the nutrient gel, so I don't think that's what I want at this stage. Chemical and cosmic water effects. We have biosludge. What is it best to do early? Eventually it will have some degree of recycling. That's not relevant. Biosludge from biomass. I guess it could be net positive. Okay, 10 biocultures, 100 nutrient gel. 100 nutrient gel is 40 biosludge, so it's not net positive. That's an easy test. I have a ton of wood collected. Inefficient way to kickstart. So yeah, I have a ton of wood, so I can start with that. It must be this? Vitamelange is fine. The vitalic acid is something I could decontaminate contaminated biosludge to get jump started instead of using wood. It's a lot to look at. Biosludge from Vitamelange feels like it has to be the way. The nuggets are an early step in this process, so I'd have to increase the production of that as part of this. Or I am producing more than enough, so I don't need to increase it, I just need to siphon off some of it. Then the vitalic acid, which I'd have to do research for, so I couldn't use it right away, is, yep, it's just the extract and sulfuric acid, so it would just be, it has to be biosludge from Vitamelange, has to be the way. It has to be done in space, so you can't productivity it. Plasmic water, I'd have to ship up nuggets and acid, which I have space elevators now, so as long as I can supply the cables, that will be fine. Though the vitalic acid is actually low enough volume that I could probably get away with shipping it via delivery cannons if the Vitamelange nuggets are fine to do via cargo rocket. It's all a question of supplying cables. If I can supply the airframe poles and all that, no problem. Given that currently I'm having an issue with that. Which, that issue stems from this issue. That's 200. I need more than that. That's fine. That will work. It should be fine to ship. Yeah, if my goal is to ship via spaceships to move the materials being produced on the other moon, having a delivery of the cables going to the moon and a delivery of the important stuff coming back means that the flight there is not wasted. So that's probably best. Yeah, shipping that into space, those two, maybe that can be produced in, no, probably best to, this is a liquid, it's not, there's no better step there. So yes, produce that, ship those two into space via trains. Well, that's painful. There's just so many specific little steps. And the tier 2, I'm trying to get a sense of scale. Bio scrubbers. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay. Insight with the higher tier, which isn't going to change much. Broad catalog. It's going to reduce the cost of all of this for the previous one as well. This is lower tier biochemical data. Indeed. Oh yeah, that's fine. The biomass, did I? Yes, I did. Biocultures, nutrient gels, nutrient bat. To ship up a bunch of spice on top of all of the extract. It's really a weird system. I'm gonna have to put a lot of thought in how to lay this out, because everything's liquid based, or has some liquid component pretty much. Well, fluid, because I don't think plasma stream's a liquid, it's a fluid. Yeah, everything has a liquid, so I'm gonna have to be careful with piping. There's a genetics facility that I'm gonna have to deal with. But after I get the first thing set up, as long as I leave space to connect stuff together, it doesn't look that bad overall. I mean, it looks terrible because I haven't even done the first step, but there, the tier 3. Yeah, it bugs me. This is comprehensive, broad, normal. Highest tier, tier 3, tier 2, tier 1. This is tier 1, tier 2. They aren't sorted in the same way. I really wish they were. It's such a minor thing, but it makes it slightly harder. Is that just in... Yes, that's probably just how Factory Planner interprets the stuff. Yeah, this is biological, then broad. This is biological, broad, comprehensive. So for some reason, Factory Planner seems to flip these. Which is unfortunate. That's fine, that's fine. Significant biomass, experimental, it all builds up step by step. Ooh. Yeah, I definitely need to aim for 1,000 extract. I'm glad that was, or 2,000 extract. I'm glad that was kind of what I was aiming for. So then the last check is if I want 20 of these per minute. I'm really just focused on, this is not, and the extended is there. But no, extended is the wrong tier. I'm looking for, no, I am looking for extended, okay. It just calls for significant biomass, which is the next tier. Reagents. Okay, so I won't need a crazy amount more. 2,000 should be enough extract, I think. Because these costs will decrease relative. So across all that, 2,000 should be plenty. Which means that will not be too bad. Like, that'll be pretty okay. Only 21 drills is kind of my favorite part of this. I will need to deal with spider meteors, which means I need to be careful to shoot them down. But it's, if I do it on the moon, on this moon, close enough to me. It's around Novus. This is, I actually didn't look at the name. Darius. It's close by. Shipping is much easier when it's close. We can ship stuff to orbit. Can I set up the defensive things in orbit? Because that would be easier. That's a good thing for me to think about. I should probably scan this though. Figure out what it's like in more detail. 13 million vitamelange there. Can easily fit all of these that I need. Oh, it's gonna be so good. That's what? That's 24. Boom. That's all that I need to mine. Excellent. Super good. Because that's always been the most annoying thing about some of these, like 88 drills, 110 drills. Only needing 21 is super convenient. The wood is a very awkward byproduct, though. I'd probably convert it to biosludge. It would use a lot of cosmic water, but I don't think I have anything else that can be used to just get rid of it. And it can help supplement biosludge production long term. Cosmic water feels a little unfortunate, but it's really not expensive. This will be turned into biosludge. Yeah, if I look at science, this draws question mark biosludge. Where am I? I'm producing biosludge here. 800 is what I guess I need. So if 800 of those is needed, and I produce 700 from this, and I'm good. This process produces 401 methane, though, which I don't... Yeah, it's not enough for this. The methane can be sourced from methane ice, which... Methane ice is best from an asteroid belt. The closer asteroid belt could be good enough to get started. Have to figure out how to do this first, but that would be pretty good. So I think what I would do, all I would have to do would be set up clamps. One clamp here, and one clamp in orbit for wherever I need the methane. Have a ship fly back and forth easily. This side would build buffers like that could transfer into chests in the ship when it landed. That should be really easy, given that I only need, for this first year, I need about 900 fluid per minute, which would be 90 methane ice per minute. And methane ice stacks to 200. So if I have a very large chest full of methane ice, it will last forever. Sort of. That should be painless enough. This is currently limited by the fact that probably this is not... No, that is requesting enough. That's not even the issue. The issue is that this is slow. I should probably just beacon this. I don't know why I don't. Hopefully I don't... Oh yeah, that one's beaconed down there. Sure, good enough. Wasteful. But... I really need power. I'll just go steal this in a moment. This should be boosted a bit. Is there anything else that I can do? Barrel? Well, that could be good too. My barrel production is also quite a problem. That's 210 million barrel. The issue with methane ice is easy to ship from the asteroid belt because it is in its most dense state already. Barrel is not in its most dense state. It is not trivial to process. It's probably fine to ship it in its just mined state if it can fill up a ship fast enough. But maybe only if the ship is big enough. I think processing it here would be... If I wanted to do it now, I think it would be more trouble than it's worth. And if I think it's just more trouble than it's worth to even consider it at this stage. I expect it will be more trouble than it's worth for the entire rest of this playthrough, because the point at which it would be worth the trouble is far beyond what I think I would aim for. Okay, everything else is still fine here. Good. Just wanted to check. So. That's fine. I'm gonna go to space and just take what I have to go to the orbiting, the starlight orbit. See, this is the problem. So I need the power. I need enough power that my happy ice planet can stop having power issues. So that should be 600, which is pretty good. Pallidus orbit. Please go away, robot, or you're my robot, so stay with me. I need more platforms. Which means I want to ditch those and those. And that. I'm receiving power somewhere else. I'm sending power from here. I shouldn't have any more of the injectors. I shouldn't need them right now. Ooh, full inventory. Ooh, great point for myself. I don't need that stuff. I don't need any of it. I don't think I have enough platforms, but I should have enough. I don't think I have as many as I would like. Okay, that's fine. And start thinking about this Vitamelange extract. First up, easy. Pulverizers, it's 19. I'm gonna round it up to 20, so it's 4 sets of 5. Much nicer. I wish I could set... Can I set production based on a single machine? I can do this though. It's good to know that I can do this look at components. No. I don't know what this really means, but... Oh, that's neat. Oh, cool. Well, that would have been good sooner. Allow for storage of relevant blueprints alongside the current. Okay, that's cool to look at. Not useful right now. I could set the entire production based off of 20 pulverizers. That would be nice. I don't think that's an option. I could modify this until it matches 20, but it's not. It is just math. 1.7, 2000 divided by 18.3 times 1.7. 18.3 times 1.7. So that should be 2,185? I might be wrong. 2,185. Close enough. Yeah, most of the numbers are better. I didn't check belts. 0.8. 7 belts there is a lot. The deposits are not a belt count. Yeah, belts look okay. 4 belts into the nugget production is fine. And 8 belts output, which 8 from 5 is not ideal. But if I have 4 well, it's 8 from 20, which is 2 each, which is fine. I have all 5 work their way into a splitter. Splitter provides 2 belts out. That should be fine. Then this is a bunch of belts into 50 chemical plants, which doesn't divide the best. Do 10 sets of 5 chemical plants is not great either. Twelve sets of 4. 6 sets of 8. I think 6 sets of 8. 6 sets of 8 with 2 belts inputting for both should be fine. If I do... I don't know what step that was. That was the balloons. Okay, they will be water. Nuggets need full belts and should be fine with 1 belt each. Ideally I want to do that, but I can't because I need 2 inputs. It should be... yeah, that's easy. Okay. That won't work because... yeah, that won't work. Because I need to supply water somewhere in here. Shift that down. Does that help? It's reasonably symmetrical still. And that doesn't actually feed there because then I can't get back up. I could feed in items on the inside alongside the output, which will be a lot simpler. Okay. That'll be fine. Oh, don't anchor there, that would be really bad. Give me all that. Eight, 1.9, plenty of gigawatts. Many, many gigawatts. Let's get another couple of these, hopefully placed correctly. Yeah, that's right. This should supply power to that one planet just fine. And if I want to, I could temporarily use it as a glaive. But I really need the beryllium. That's not lined up right. Huh? Oh, because this one was... this one was a different blueprint that had a different spacing. I think it's fine as long as I stay consistent with the blueprint I'm using now. Yeah, 6 gigawatts. That should be able to supply a couple things at a time. Brilliant distribution by these robots. Could get more space out of that, but it's not worth the effort. Okay, connect that. This. Now this should be taking up all the power. I don't need as many of the injectors as I have because I can't supply them. which means maybe I should make a separate one, but this will be able to provide enough power, I hope, to get that back up and running. No, orbit. The ship never goes anywhere but orbit. So, I can temporarily laser some stuff, but this can provide me enough power. I'm assuming it should provide me at least 3 gigawatts. With 50% efficiency, it should give me 3, if it's draining 6.7. I only need 2, so as long as I get 2, I'm fine. This will be running. I need to scale it up more, but I guess I could make entire blocks for each laser. Which in turn means I probably want no limit on those. Just a full chest. 800 and 980 total? 960. Which would be a pretty okay amount to collect. It would supply enough most of the time. Easy upgrades there. Oh, that does clip. Get rid of that. That's fine. I think that should be a better improvement for these. All these dead are robots. That's fine. I should probably go back to having this directly move some multispectral mirrors into here. Guess it's going just fine. It's undersupplied glass. Shipping glass via trains yet? No. Do I have a slot for glass? Not yet. I should eventually add a slot for glass. It actually just doesn't, it still just simply does not keep up on input. 2 bulk inserters can't keep up. Do I not have any of these in space right now? I thought I dumped a bunch. Now I can go back. Set up. I don't need the energy beam chambers. Ah, I had more platforms here. Whoops. Oh well. Drop these off. I should probably set up clamps and just see if I can have it fly directly to the clamps from now on, instead of moving and anchoring manually. But until land, I need to pick up a few components, and then I can go fix my current struggles. Why is that? I must have picked it up at some point, but I don't know why it's there. Always weird. So. See, they're coming from the north. Shouldn't be that. I'm gonna temporarily go to blast a laser on Novus and just hope I pay enough attention that I don't accidentally destroy my entire all my infrastructure by letting it decide to go from here to like there, cutting everything in between. But this should help a little bit. It's pretty slow at this scale. Oh, no, it just kicked on more? Why did it suddenly go faster? I guess it takes time for the energy to travel here. Is maybe why it took a while to kick on? We'll have to keep an eye on this. Is there any way I can put that as like a new thing to keep track of? I don't think so. I mean, that'll deal with these pretty painlessly. To make sure I don't lose anything from it deciding to cut across my world. Ooh, is that causing lag? It is. Which is not surprising. That's quite painful. I'm assuming it's just it deciding how to what to target. I guess it could be the amount of stuff it's damaging at a time is also why it's doing that. I don't know. I hope it's not an issue when I'm actually just using it for power, because if that is, then it's unusable. And I'll have to adjust plans. But picking up a bunch of turbines. That should be enough. I think I rounded up to 400 is what I wanted. 400 turbines. 250 heat exchangers. On the wrong ship. I left the stuff in the chest on the ship. Oh, it was also surface scanning at the same time. Okay. It must have... Seemingly, it was just the surface scan that was the issue as it was wrapping up. Okay, that's fine. I guess both happening at the same time was kind of a problem. Okay. That's all I need. Nope, it's back to hitching. Just coincidentally it stopped at that time. 250. I don't know how many heat pipes I need. I actually could just look. 40 per 160. Okay, 500 should be plenty. Receiver, I don't need the chambers. Exchange should be fine. I will need a bunch of pipes, which I should have at least some of in one of these chests. Probably want a few extra. Don't need trains. I just need... I don't need a new pump. I won't need power. I'll need power to get the pump, but I can just deal with it by disconnecting a bunch of stuff and jump starting power a little. I do have some power gen, right? Yeah, 3.2 megawatts. I have a little bit. And the heat can convert right away. Did I get all the pipes yet? No. They're all on their way. Once they're full, I can go start flying. And then I need to wait for the bots to not be in a state of where they'll be abducted. A side note, on the topic of bots, do I have enough here? Okay, that's not gonna be accurate because it does not account for anything because they're not, there's no power, so you can't actually check. We'll go to login. Wait till there's no bot. Go. This will take a little bit. I guess that's not up to date anymore. Okay. So, how is that laser going? Yes, it's not quick at this stage, but I have 6 gigawatts of power where I could easily have, well, no, I could not easily have significantly more. One could easily have significantly more power than that. Okay, this is what I really need to fix. Everything here is broken. I guess I could preemptively disconnect all non-nuclear power a little bit. That maybe this could... Oh wait, no, I need to source this power. I'll have to reconnect all this stuff later, but... Bam, water. This will jumpstart the nuclear reactors, producing an amount of power again. So when I land here, I'll have enough power to I'll have water. It's a big issue. I'll have enough water that I can start converting stuff to steam in this space right here. Perfect. Big open area. Wonderful. And I'm still scanning. How big of a surface is that? I thought it was a moon. Yes, it is fairly big, but it's not huge. Should be close to done the scan. I kind of want to let it finish. I thought there was a threat level here. Where is that threat? Spider meteors, 3% threat. Oh, that's a perfect place for the shape of my spaceships to land. Why is there just nothing visible because it's just 3% because meteors can exist? Or is it really just the very outskirts has a tiny bit of a biter population? Ooh, actually, I kind of want to land here. It's going to land there because 13 million, but 24 million, 42 million, not 24, 42. 3.6, 10, iron, oil. It doesn't have stone, but I need sand, so I do need to source some stone. I could produce vulcanite here, but I don't want to. This is in space, this is not actually relevant here. Oh, I guess it produces a bunch of stone. Convert all the stone to sand. Then I need to provide an additional 3.5k stone. That's not too bad. 140, 743, a million, 1 million there. I will probably want, I could set up here, and there'd be enough stone to start. 3,000, this would be about 200 minutes to get through 743,000 stone. It's only 3 hours. That's not very good. Well, that's at full capacity. Whether it runs at full capacity, I don't know yet. I wish it had a little bit more stones. The other one is not better. Well, not much better. Still, this is just bad stone. This is fine stone. This has the disadvantage of being significantly further. More than twice as far. I think the proximity is worth having to maybe ship some stone in eventually. Still 2 minutes of navigation. I could scale this up more. I don't really need to. Kind of, it's a shame. Okay, so the antimatter reactor produces 10 times as much as the nuclear reactors can, which should make it a viable option instead of just spamming solar, except for the fact that if you're doing solar in space like this, it produces 12 megawatts per, compared to 400 megawatts, which is a lot more, and the neighbor bonuses increase it further. Easily maintain 300%. I think 300%, 300% is easy to maintain for most of them. Which would be 4 times, which would be 1.6 gigawatts per reactor. It then becomes a question of the fuel cost, but it seems way more fun than just spamming solar panels around a star. Is it late enough that it's kind of irrelevant? Where is that in the research tier? Yeah, that's tier 2 deep space. I always get ahead of myself. I look at deep space. I guess if I start from here, and then just use those as a baseline. Why did that not work? This one worked. Energy data. Void probe doesn't work because it's a probe sent into space that presumably just produces data. I need the nakium ingots and the crystals. Curious whether the cube is that tier that uses a bunch of pre-existing and other stuff. Tesseract. Okay, there is a break where arcospheres are introduced. At which point there's maybe time in which... Okay, hopefully I don't destroy anything. There's enough time where putting in the effort to set up an antimatter reactor could maybe be worth it. If they're worth it on any level at all. I don't know why that's here. Probably because this was poorly designed. Okay. Big base laser. So, water needs to flow in here-ish. The outer bit is steam. I didn't actually leave space for water to flow in. I'll have to adjust one of the sides to make the water work. It'll be fine. It'll look weird, but it'll be fine. Probably swap that so that I can do that. That now supplies water. This will be turned off and go to login, where it will supply power here. Energize. That's getting heat. Heating up reasonably quickly. These are heating up reasonably quickly. They will produce steam. And I need to scale this up. I need 2 levels of improvement. This needs to be... I don't have enough. It should be in my spaceship. It should be fine. So 2 more on each side. Except for maybe the top. I'm missing the steam pipe connections. I'm missing the heat pipe connections on one side. Yes. Probably a better way to do this that isn't just drawing these straight out. Don't connect the steam yet. Output 1 watt. 20. Did I bring... I should have brought 250, so this should be enough. 264. Empty, and I can steal some from up there. I need steel. 12, 14. I should wait until this is actually running before I do that. Ooh, I've produced steam. Nice. I could hook it up to my existing system for now, but that would be pointless because it would kind of serve no purpose. Did I update? Is it here? I think this might be where I... Yes. Need this. Okay. That's pretty good. Probably want about half of that. Well, not half. A little more than half. Okay, let's change how I do this. This guy about here. And I put all of my things in a chest. This one? Yes. Still not all of them, but that's fine. So, this should be excellent. I wonder if there's an optimal rate at which to swap. Okay, 1 row, 2 row. Once it's like 4 rows, you grab the next row for the copy and paste. I don't know. Like the most minor... That's not where that should go, but like the most minor optimization question that I've never felt was worth determining. Ooh. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay. All this ore is gonna be really annoying. Why do I have batteries in my inventory? Why did they skip this row? Think about the worst row they could have skipped. Okay. Build the most important ones first. Build that one left, please. Build the one left. Super unfortunate. There. That will fully occupy that. That is about 500-ish of those. This is producing 2 gigawatts, which is what it should be. Which now means I need to reconnect that. Now, everything should work. It's gonna need a higher power draw eventually, because it's so dead that not everything is running yet. The production does not look right. This should be producing. This should be producing. Okay, so it is right. Ah, that's why the numbers were wrong. Not all of those are connected. Why are these not connected? Because this isn't connected. Now it's some real power. There. Now this should run. And assuming stuff runs now that there's power, my beryllium should now be fixed. This sand might be an issue. That and that is troubling. Yes, that is troubling. Okay. Excuse me. But I think if I link the two, it should be fine. I just didn't want to do it earlier because it would never look good. That should keep it from backing up on one side. Currently it's an issue. I don't know why. I only assume it's because maybe this is triggering first or something. That fucks me. Just add a bunch of this, it should help. Putting it on chest for filling this would be better, but... So this should be fine. It should run at intended speed, now that I actually have power. Okay, he should be happy. Currently these are producing at a little under 200, which is about what I expected, because something about how I design it means that there's an inefficient step, or inserters are not set up correctly, so it does not actually operate at full speed. Only at like 98%, which is good enough for me. But that's fine. Power should all be draining. The drills are drilling, but now the power draw is lower. Maybe the power draw before was because things had to catch up? I don't know. There were bits where it was way higher. Either way. I have power here now. This is low. Is this disconnected somehow? Or is the nuclear reactor not running properly? Because why is the production only 1.4? Maximum. These are all connected. These should be producing more than 1.4. Or capable of more than 1.4. The heat is clearly fine. Not inputting water. Why? Oh, because I didn't fix that when I was trying to adjust the blueprints. That's silly. That one doesn't need to be connected, but I want it. That should fix it. Now the power should be stable. Which means I need to fix that blueprint, which really means I'll forget until next time I use it. Okay, water draw is fine? No, I need another pump. The circles represent sort of, I guess, the AoE that can't be accessed. Should be here. Is that more than I need? 3 should be more. And I should be able to 1, 2, 3. Perfect. I don't know if that's needed, because, yeah, just the fact that the water was flickering and this was empty was worrying. Okay, it was filling up the buffers. Now it's fine. But I did definitely need at least 1 more. 3 more is safe. Is this in any way more efficient? I don't think it is, but... Build it for me. Thank you, robots. That should help reduce steam. I do not have a buffer. Do I need a buffer? I don't think so. Because this is solar power. There's absolutely no fluctuations in the heat supplied. Or there should be, but... yeah, the heat should be stable. The water should be stable. I don't need to worry about huge spikes of power draw because I'm significantly over my consumption statistics. So it should be fine to add no steam buffer. And I mean, I have a bit of a steam buffer here that might collect and it won't be a problem. The bottom one's not connected? No, they are. It's hard to tell. Because the steam kind of mixes. Okay, well that's solved. That should be filling this up effectively now. And I'm gonna really quickly fill that up because I really need that. Okay, so that means I'm gonna need to set up more space lasers, but on a base level, it's just collecting resources to make more space lasers. Once I have more space lasers, I can do lasers at biters. I can set up more easily supply power. Did that launch recently, or is this really, really bad? It must have launched recently. So bad. So bad. That's not good. That's clearly not supplying enough, so I'm gonna go check on that, but... There are many issues. I may need to connect more of those, but I don't have the resources with me. Bunch of stuff. I need to work on the Vitamelange process. Oh, I forgot. I don't have enough trains, that's why it was an issue. This should be fine, I think. I should have trains on my spaceship. If not, I need to add a request for that because I should always have trains on my spaceship. This chest? This chest. No. This one? No. Good. So I don't think I have many depots, but I have one. Drop off, pick up 2 depots. Oh, I have 2 depots. Perfect. Those depots are weird. This is cargo. That's weird, I think. I'm gonna double check. Pretty sure this should be cargo group, yes. Cargo group, give it a bit of fuel. Is the refuel site full? Or the refueled... Ah, yes. I don't have a refuel location, but I didn't change the trains to account for that. Which means they have to always be at full fuel or else it goes wrong. Which is a bit of a flaw. But I'm gonna hope it won't cause problems now that I've realized exactly where it was gonna cause a problem. That should be picking up this. It isn't because I didn't block it properly. Lucky that I had the rail signals. What did I do here? Why did I not put signals? This will fix a little bit. And is the depot train gonna move now? Good. I think I'll put one more train in the system. Hopefully it doesn't jam the whole thing up. If it does, I might be dooming myself, but for now, I think it should be okay. Cargo, I need more fuel because the system I made is bad. It is within logistics range though, so I should set one here for next time I make these. Just to help future me. Boom, and then you'll go do stuff. Perfect. Supply a bunch of robots. I still never used that ice. Oh, that's full. Sure. And here's fine. I wanted to drop off the extra trains for my inventory so that if I need more I can build them. This should help with this a bit. Turn that off. So this should help with the cryonite. Okay, yes, this should be fine. Those are good. This is still as bad looking as it always was. This should not be running at full speed because it's kind of being stolen from. Which actually means that this is running under speed if both of those are producing, and that this should be 50, this should be 200, this should be getting 250. But I'm not, so clearly I'm doing something wrong. But I'm producing enough for now. Come on, Green. But it has power now. It will be able to craft. It's wonderful. It's great to actually have power here. And it's fun that I can just harness power from the sun and blast it across the solar system. My spaceship's up here. Well, that was successful. I guess next time, which could be tomorrow, or it could be next week, depending on how busy I am. So I'll question when I get back tomorrow. But I'll stop here instead of waiting for this ship to land. And I will be back. Thanks for watching, chatting, and for hanging out. Have a nice night, day, potentially week, etc. I don't know what etc. would mean in this context.